Hi, welcome to the doing a short explainer video for the Delirious West planner. I've made this planner to just help those doing the 100 and 200 miler set a target goal and then plan their race around that. So it doesn't predict a time, but this one just you set your goal and then you get going. So first of all, obviously you choose your distance. I've got the latest courses with the latest cutoffs uploaded at the moment, so everything's up to date. So we select the 200 miler here for the example. Okay, so what we've got here, first of all, just a little explainer how the model works. We've got a little drop down with some tips on how to plan or how to choose a time. And then the main selector here is you just slide across this one here, and then you set your goal from there, or if you have a saved plan already, you can load one there. So we'll just select what the default one was there. So we've got options up the top where you can change your time goal. You can download your plan or save your plan, and print plan or share plan. So you can send a plan to other users if you like. Okay, so you give your plan a name. So we'll just give this one, I think I chose 77 hours. Just got a countdown to the race start. Got a pop depth down here again. This is just a note for just if you want to just some tips on rest and sleep during the race. Don't be skimpy with the sleep. And based on some previous Delirious races and other 200-mile races, that some data that I could find, I've made a smart pacing one where we've got basically a suggested general rest or general aid time and sleep time budget to use. So if you like, you can just choose to apply that to the plan and it'll automatically set it up. And then I would advise you go through and adjust it as you need. Now, if you like the budget, the time that it's given you, you apply that. A good thing to do then is click the track budget button, and what that will do is, as you make changes to your rest and sleep time, it'll tell you how far ahead or behind the suggested budget one was. If you want to go quite a bit further away from that, or you've got your own time idea for how much rest you need, you can leave this and just set it all up through the app as you go. Okay. Next bit here, we've got some tips on how to use it. I'll go over most of these. You can enter in carbs per hour and water per hour. And what that's going to do is for each leg on the aid station sheet, it's going to show you how much you need for the estimated time you're going to be taking for that leg. And then you can set up a starting pace. Basically, it will adjust this because this depends on the pacing will depend on your finish goal time, the rest and the sleep that you've added, plus the terrain. So it may slightly adjust this so that everything fits a lot better with the fade. Got the total distance, total rest, the goal time you've set, and this balance here that's the if you're tracking your sleep and rest budget. Once you've completed the whole plan, you can then export this to the watch. And so what this will do is export the GPX of the race, and then you can choose to include the aid stations. And I'll get to it soon. You can include also any points of interest that you add on the map. So you can have them showing up on your watch or the Gaia app if you like. I've added in basically 3 pacing bands on each sheet, and this is the arrival times. So adjust this for the times you want to do. I like to have about 3 hours. So as the example here, if you chose 80 hours as a goal, it'll also show you 77 hours and 83 hours for the arrival times. And just gives you a good idea how far ahead or how far behind you are. However, even if you've got up to 5 hours or more, there'll definitely be some of you who might be at some point sort of halfway through the race sitting on 85 hours and may finish in 75, and the other way around. So this is a plan. It's something that's flexible. 200 milers, 100 milers don't always go to plan. So just expect to be not always spot on, but it just gives you a good target. Like there's an old saying with I think it's in statistics or there's basically about models. So all models are wrong, but some are useful. So that's pretty much the same with this. You will find some things that you look at and you think, well, that's probably not quite right, or it's not going to be right for me. But this overall plan is definitely going to be useful if you use it. So how do we fill it in? On each, so from the start line and then every aid station, you've got these areas that you can fill in. For instance, you can fill in a mantra that's going to pop up on every aid station sheet, or you can do individual ones, or you can copy it to every sheet. So that's just going to show up there just as a reminder. You might have your own, well, you'll have your own mantras there, or just place anything you want there. Anything placed in the checklist here will result in a little checklist being made with the little tick boxes. So you can put whatever you like in there that you need to get done at the start or at every aid station. And you can do any notes in here, including if you start it with an asterisk and then the distance in from the start of each aid station, you can add any markers. So if you know that 5 kilometres in from the start of that aid station, there's a creek crossing, as the example shows here, you can put that in and that will show up on the elevation profile for each aid station sheet. If you have something that's more important that you want on the checklist, you can highlight one, just a little hashtag first, and then put in what's important. Then what you can do is you can click this button here, which goes to the sheet. So you can do that for each one. This is how the aid station sheets will look. So this is the highlighted part. Got the mantra, any notes. We have the expected next leg data. So the first leg is 24.3 kilometres. And with this goal time and the start pace and the rest that's been added, it's expected to take sort of 3 hours and 18 for that first leg. We've got the carbs needed, hydration, elevation profile, and any markers you would put in there would show up on there as well. So if we go back now to the start, and what we can also do, another way to, actually what we'll do first is, I've done that. So I'll just do an example of, on this next aid station, if you were to change your rest time, it's going to adjust the budget there. So you've gone, well, you're 11 minutes over what it suggested there. So again, don't worry about that if you just want to set your own up, but it's going to adjust as you go there. Now, what you can also do is, one thing you can do, you can click to show that there's drop bags available, or if you put a drop bag at certain aid stations, and that's just going to show up in the top corner of the aid station sheet. And at any one of these, if you click on this little icon on the top right, you can view the map, and that's going to center on the aid station that you chose. Just a note, when you're looking at the start of the race, I've used the official course, but the official course did not include the first little out and back that we always have for this race, which comes down to the hut, around the hut and back. So I've just added that distance in at the start so all the numbers add up properly. I've used a good, quite a detailed outdoor map for this, so basically you're going to know where this one will show the Bibbulmun track. It'll show where the huts are as well. So for instance, if you know there's a hut somewhere down here, I think I got that actually pretty much right on. For instance, we know down there, the campsite there's a toilet. So if you add that in and add a pin, that's going to show on the map. And if you close the map and you go to the sheet from the start, you're going to see that it's showing on there where it is, and then it's also going to show the distance from, in this case, it's the distance from the start, but on the notes it will show distance from the start of the aid station. On the elevation profile, it's going to show the total race distance for that. Now, another thing with the maps, we'll go back to the map again. So you can go through and find all the huts if you like, and you can add them in, and then you can have them, you'll be able to have them on your watch if you like. You can also look in, get a little bit more detail. You can put distance markers here. We can do 1 kilometre, 5 kilometre, or 10 kilometre distance markers. And just, yeah, as I said, anywhere you want, just click on the map, and then you've got the option to add a note for that. So you can choose whether or not you want to have those on the GPX that you download when you've finished with the plan. So adjusting your rest time at each aid station and your sleep time. Obviously, we're not going to sleep 40 kilometres into the race, so we'll go to one that you possibly will. I like to sleep at Mandalay, so I'm going to choose 90-minute sleep there, and I'll just have 20 minutes, so I've got 10 minutes either side. And what's going to happen then, that will show on the aid station sheet. It's got your planned rest, so you've got a total 1 hour 50-minute stop, including a 1 hour 30 sleep, and it's also going to show you the total rest that you've had or you've planned so far for the race. Another couple of things will show on the aid station. It will show the total distance and the distance to go. That's a little bit smaller because you don't really want to have that in your face all the time. And here's another. It will also show you on the elevation profile. We will have we'll have a line roughly where the sunset is going to be, and shaded section for any part you'll be doing at night. And then we'll show the sunset or sunrise, the approximate time, and obviously non-shaded for that. Just gives you a good idea of what sections you'll be doing, and you need your head torch. If there is the sunset coming up on a leg, there'll be a little warning, sunset approaching, just to remind you to get your head torch and your high-vis vests ready to go. Okay, so we go back up to the planner now. So adjust all of these as you need, and they're pretty much, well, they're all the same until we get down to the shuttle bus here. Now, there's no rest and sleep here. We've disabled that because basically you're going to be, when you finish that leg, you'll be getting onto the shuttle bus, and you might have 1 minute to get on. You might have 59 minutes rest there, but you don't really want to be planning any extra rest because you do have a sleep station, an aid station once you get off the bus. Again, you can put in notes and checklist and mantra, everything there as well. Now, the shuttle bus is going to, basically we've allowed 45 minutes for every shuttle bus trip. So you're always going to be arriving at the Nulakai sleep station, or everybody's going to arrive 45 minutes past whatever hour the bus leaves. That's built into the plan. So yeah, that's just going to, and we'll also show the amount of time you're expected to wait based on your plan. And I think mostly, we've got again, if we go to the sheet for Peaceful Bay, we've got another little a reminder here to make sure you remember your item to pay the ferrymaster. Okay, so we've zoomed into the course after Peaceful Bay, and this is where the jet ski crossing is. So if we add that down, that's going to show on the map. And if we close the map and go back to that sheet, this is where we'll see an example of, so the jet ski crossing is 4.4 approximately kilometers from the start of that leg. And showing here, the jet ski crossing is 205 kilometers into the race. So that's going to show where that is. So that's pretty much all the information you need to add everything in. If you scroll back up to the top now, you will have this sheet here, which is just a summary of the overall timing and the pacing for the race. So it's going to have your 3 different goals and your distance and how much sleep you're going to have, and then the arrival and departure time for each one. Then you can print the plan. You can print to PDF and then change it if you like, or just print that out and have that with you for the aid stations. And that's pretty much it. Once you've got it all done, as I said, export to your watch or to the Gaia app, because this is the official course. So that can be on your watch. And that is pretty much it. You will see some slight variations between, or with the aid station locations. I've got them as close as I can. As with all watches and every recording of a course, as well as sort of every time they're made on a computer, you're going to have slight variations. So while I've got all these locations as close as I can to the correct spot on the map, your watch, it may ping a little bit early or a little bit late, but they all should be within probably within 100 meters or so. So nothing to worry about with that. And yeah, just hopefully you can find this useful. If you do, just let me know if you find any mistakes or any bugs. I've been squashing as many bugs as I can, but it seems to be working quite well at the moment. Just message me and let me know. And yeah, good luck with the race. Cheers.